Hey, good evening, everybody.
Hey. Hello.
How's it going, boys?
Hey, all right.
Hello, everybody out there. Now I know it says 3 socially distant locations at the start of the show, but like Matt's even more socially distant from us now. But check it out. This is
You hear me now?
this could be you, the viewers' first proper decent view of the Wally Arms. There, what do you think? Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah. Looks better looking this way is where I am.
Unfortunately, I'm not joining you for a pint in there, but you know,
one day,
you know the present situation. Oh right, okay. We've got some comments on already. The blue-haired Barb. Ah, yes, I'm the only person here. She says. Actually, there is a few more than just you. Hello, random. Ah, do you know what this will be? Right. So, just as the show was about to start, I just quickly shared the live link into like a few Star Wars groups. Oh, hopefully we'll get some random viewers tonight. So welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to Club Star Wars. Basically what we do is 3 guys from England. If you're not from England, then you'll realize that pretty soon. Just discussing the latest Star Wars news, theories, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And all that jazz. A few more comments. Oh, let me just bring these up on screen. Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Wow. There's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Matt and I went to college with Scott. How you doing, mate? B. Ryan Young's with us again. Evening, lads. How you doing, mate?
Our regular Brian.
He's a regular.
Hi. Yeah, good luck, Brian.
Scott's missed us. Well, it has been a long time. Well, I did see Scott about a year ago up at Donkey-Stone, I think. But other than before that, I think it'd been about 25 years.
Well, obviously, I've lived in New Zealand for many years, and then came back, and we decided to go for a drive to Hebden Bridge. And on the way through, I saw Scott walking down the road. I thought, is that Scott? That's Scott. So I messaged him. Just seen you.
I knew him in a former life. Oh, Dave's here as well. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Scott says, "Oh, good man, legends." That's very nice of you to say so. Right then, let's get into some Star Wars news. I think. Are we doing the articles first? Or are we going to kind of continue where we left off with the shows last week? I think
should we continue?
Yeah, let's continue.
Yeah.
So last week, guys, if you weren't watching, at the end of November, there was loads and loads of Star Wars shows and films announced. So we started covering those last week, but then we were like, we've been talking about this for quite a long time now. I don't think it was like an hour and 40 minutes. And we were like, I don't think we're going to get through all of these tonight. So we're going to get through the rest of them tonight. So we talked about Ahsoka Tano, hadn't we?
No.
We talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Definitely Kenobi.
Yes.
We did Kenobi, yeah.
The Untitled, we did Rogue Squadron. The Untitled, we did Rogue Squadron. We did the Untitled Taika Waititi.
Mm-hmm.
We did Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
We did. I'm sure we did Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, we did.
We did.
And Rangers of the New Republic.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Are you
I
sure?
think we touched on it a wee bit because didn't we say something about Gina Carano's possibly going to be?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure we were up to. I think we'd also discussed that, hadn't we?
Yes, we did. Remember that?
Yeah. So I know exactly where we're up to. We were up to.
Is it Cassian?
We were up to that. Yeah. Well done, Matthew.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into that. Well, Matt and Andy, what do we kind of know so far about Cassian Andor really from the Rogue One film?
Well, Rogue One, you could probably just assume that's going to be the final finale.
Yeah, it's going to lead up to that.
Yeah, so I think the season finale is probably going to be him at the beginning of Rogue One or something. But we know very little about this show. I think they've already started shooting because we've seen some sets on the little announcement with I've forgotten his name. The guy's name has escaped me. Mexican actor. What's he called?
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna.
Yes.
He's the star. And then we've got K2SO, who was kind of a fan favorite. I don't know. How did you guys feel about K2SO? I really liked him.
Oh, the robot. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I did like the robot.
He fits into the Star Wars universe pretty well.
Yeah. The least said about the actual guy, the guy who played him, the better.
So that again.
The guy who provided the voice, I didn't have a great experience with him at London Film and Comic Con.
Oh, really?
Alan Tudyk?
That's it.
Oh, what happened? Go on, spill the beans, Pads.
You've not heard this story?
Maybe.
Right.
You tell me a lot of stories.
I'm a storyteller.
I can't keep up with them all.
So it was at LFCC 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And a friend of mine had asked me to get his Rogue One poster signed by and there was quite a few Rogue One actors there. So Mads was there. The girl who played Mads' wife in the film.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Alan Tudyk was there. Now, I don't know, it was just a bit weird. It was like we're waiting to get an autograph off him, and then he was like, oh, he's going for his lunch break. So we're like, right. So then they cleared the queue, and he was like, he was the last person I need to get before I went, because it was like, I've got to get this from a mate. And then we kept asking the handlers, like, what's going on? It was just like, oh, he's just in the green room. Like, right, okay. So there's like, there's a few of us here. Is he going to come out? He said, he said he's going to come out when like about 20 people are in the queue or something. It's like, it was like waiting for a certain number of people to be in the queue before he'd come out. I was like, what?
It's a pride thing, isn't it?
I just thought that was really dickish. But anyway, because it was like, you're going to get paid. You get paid anyway. What difference does it make? Just get out and sign. Anyway, so they got the guy from Firefly. Yes, Scott, that's right. Yeah, I wasn't that impressed. I mean, maybe it was an ego thing. I don't know, whatever. Maybe he's absolutely wonderful, but I just thought, what a cock, to be honest, on that day. But there you go. So let's just have a quick read over the very small piece of information they gave us on the StarWars.com website. Andor, a tense, nail-biting spy thriller created by Tony Gilroy, is set to arrive on Disney Plus in 2022. Diego Luna reprising the role of rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Goff, Kyle Soller, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. So Mon Mothma will be back. Good stuff. Production kicked off 3 weeks ago in London. So you're right. If you look on YouTube, obviously we're not going to put it inside the show because we'll just get, killed by Lucasfilm. There is a sizzle reel for Andor, which is mainly like backstage footage of the sets and stuff with, some clips from Rogue One in there. But still, looks quite interesting. Yeah. I mean, what are your hopes, feelings, vibes for that particular show?
Well, I know from social media, I'm getting the impression that a lot of people aren't really that bothered about it. But from a personal standpoint, I think it could be pretty interesting. I think it could offer a lot more. It could open the lore up a lot more and the world up a lot more. Show you things that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I like Rogue One.
Yeah,
and this could broaden those characters because a lot of people's complaints with that movie was the characters weren't really, fleshed out that well. So this could do that.
Yeah, I think that was the main complaint from people, wasn't it?
It could retroactively make Rogue One even better.
Oh, I imagine that's their intention, and I imagine it will pay off as well. I think it will. It'd be in the best interest to do that. I'm essentially just going to be echoing what Matt said. I really liked Rogue One and the TV show.
You liked the character as well, didn't you?
I liked Cassian.
Yeah,
because he wasn't just another I'm a good guy rebel. It just showed, Rogue One showed that the Rebel Alliance had to take a few things from the dark side in order to achieve their goals as well. And the Empire, that's what I loved about the final episode of The Mandalorian as well. That guy said about the Death Star being destroyed to Gina's character, Gina Carano's character, what's she called? I forgot her name.
Cara Dune.
Yeah, the drop. They call her the Dropper, don't they? Or something. That's her role in the Rebel Alliance. Yeah, Cara Dune, and that Imperial pilot, the Tidarium shuttle pilot, was saying something about, do you know how many people died on those bases, and seeing it from the Empire's point of view rather than, because lots of people were on that Death Star. It wasn't just Darth Vader and Tarkin. You know, there's a lot of quote innocent people,
contractors.
Yeah, contractors. Oh no, we're getting into Clerks too. Or is it Clerks?
Clerk. It's
Carpenters.
The original Clerks in working on Death Star too. Talking about Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
But yeah, seeing the other side of the Empire and the other side of the Rebel Alliance, that, you know, they had to fight a little bit dirty as well, and that's what I got from Cassian. And in the very first scene, he murders an informant. I think he kind of has to, because the Empire will probably capture him and say, "Oh, it's this guy. He's looking into your new super weapon." So I suppose it needs must, but it was just interesting to see that side, because that's something that always bothers me about. I like to see a little bit of grey rather than just black and white all the time in terms of dark side and light side. And seeing the other side of it. Galen Erso was also a good example of that.
Exactly.
You know, would you say Galen Erso's evil? No, but he, you know, it's the inventor of the atom bomb again. It's that kind of, you know, is that person evil for creating that? No, not necessarily. People used it for evil.
Yeah.
Because Galen was a scientist during the Clone Wars as well, and that's how he knows Director Krennic, Orson Krennic.
Yes. Did you read the book?
Yeah, I read bits of it, and people were saying, "Oh, if you didn't like Rogue One, read the book." Did you read it, Matt?
Yeah, I read it before I saw Rogue One.
Oh, good.
And, no, it did make that film that little bit more better. I think, you know, it was.
Coming in on the comments, Scott's got a thing or two to say about that. So I really like that time in the Star Wars universe. I'm just jonesing for a full-on Star Wars universe. Disney Plus can just intravenously put all that direct into my veins after Mando.
Drip Star Wars.
We're right with you.
Yeah, right with you. We're right with you, Red 3. So also the Bluehead Barb says the Empire did many good things.
I agree. I'm an Empire guy. Was that not clear?
So go on. Give us some. What have the Romans ever? What have the Empire ever done for us?
They entertained me in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Do you remember that thing that Mr. Plinkett did in his Last Jedi video, where he says the First Order are like frothing at the mouth, like it's just pure evil, but the Empire officers were always very calm and calculated. They were just getting on. They didn't. This is the thing.
There was no shouting and bawling, was it? It was just
ready. Yeah,
it was weird.
Very calm,
collected, evil,
very British, very British.
I mean,
they're all British.
Any of the officers or commanders or admirals ever raise the... Oh, no, Admiral Piet, intensify forward firepower in the Return of the Jedi. I think that... But that's in the middle of a battle. I'd expect some irate shouting there.
Yeah, plus there's a ship heading towards him that's about to
destroy
the bridge. So
while we're on that, is it true? Ben Burt said that that's George's Ferrari, or it's a car that's coming through the set. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's just a joke that got at hand.
I've not heard that one.
I need to fact check that, don't I?
Sounds like something Elon Musk could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this supposed to be? I mean, yeah, you'll have to fact check that, but isn't this supposed to be like maybe it's not Star Wars, but didn't like one of the prop guys put like their trainer in the background as a spaceship or something? It's supposed to be like one hidden in the background there or something.
I don't know.
In Return of the Jedi?
I don't know which one it is now. I don't know if it's Return of the Jedi or...
It's got to be Jedi to hide it.
It probably is to hide it, yeah. But I'm sure there's like there's a sneaker in the background there somewhere.
Oh. Well, some of the asteroids in Empire are potatoes.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense, yeah.
That's actually true. That's been confirmed.
They're spuds. Oh, okay. So here's one of the positive things they did. They blew up a planet.
Yeah, they did blow up a planet, but it was calm and collected.
That's quite dark.
That's the thing. They're about to blow up a planet, and Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin, is just like, we've chosen to destroy your Chester's destructive power on your home planet of Alderaan.
Yeah.
You read that on page as an actor, and you'd be thinking, I think I should be saying this. Like, the thing is, even in 1977, they didn't go for the mustache twirling villains. Lucas played it so well, making them all British. It was calm and calculated. It was perfect portrayal.
No home planet of Alderaan.
Imagine.
See, Brian's always on the money with these things. A sink in.
That's true. You know that shot at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith where it's just one shot of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Just before it pans round to Obi-Wan and Anakin's ship, or is it just Anakin's ship? There's a thing that explosion and it pans up and you see this little thing hit a thing. And Lucas said it was a kitchen sink.
So they had everything on the kitchen sink.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. A sink hits the Republic ship at the start of
that's right.
Isn't the Falcon's in is it episode 2 or 3?
We don't know if it's the Falcon in episode 2, but the Falcon is definitely there in episode 3. It's the Senate building. It
just flies in from the distance, doesn't it? Yeah.
There's two Corellian freighters parked right next to each other when they arrive on Naboo in Attack of the Clones, but I don't know if that's meant to be the Falcon or not. I don't think it is.
And they both had a gap in the middle. Weird, none of them had that shit thing, and they were looked all
that
was perfect.
That was added later on, wasn't it?
Yeah. In Solo, a Star Wars shit pile. But anyway, enough about that.
I wanted to have a new version of the Falcon to put on shelves.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah.
Ka-ching!
Yeah.
We really need a ka-ching thing in here. Oh, by the way, guys, just to let you know, I should have mentioned this at the start. We're not going to be doing this stuff on Boba Fett and Jeremy Bullock this week, just because a very important piece of software that I need to edit it all together. I just haven't got access to at the moment. So we're going to push that until next week. So, yes, we are just doing the news stuff. Hang on. So a person just threw a sink into battle. Yes. They said, "What are you going to throw at? What are you going to throw at the rebellion?" He said, "Everything but the kitchen sink." No, throw that as well. Done. Okay, right. So let's
remember the Eddie Izzard sketch, the Death Star canteen.
Oh yeah, Jeff Vader.
Yeah. What? Jeff Vader runs a Death Star.
I could kill you with a single thought.
You will need a tray. No, you'll need a tray. Oh, the food is hot. Oh, I see. He even does a sequel to that in one of his later shows.
Was it?
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
that was Prep to Kill, wasn't it? Originally.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it's not Dress to Kill. It's
I always thought it was sexy, but it's not sexy.
It's the one where he's got the green outfit on, I think. Whatever one's that called? Notorious or something like that. Is it called? I think it's that one.
Right.
Anyway, right. So let's continue with the new shows. I think we're done on Andor. So yeah, it's kind of like it's one thing we know about it is that we're going to see, we're going to get OT Star Wars porn, aren't we? We're probably going to get Star Destroyers and proper stormtroopers and all that kind of look.
Yeah,
which gets Andy very, very excited.
Just quickly, it will probably be along the lines of the model that's been set by the Mandalorian. I can't imagine it being too much dissimilar to that, in terms of what we get each week and how we develop the characters. This time we're going into it having seen Cassian at the end of his life. So going backwards, which is very Star Wars to go prequel. So it's a prequel to a prequel of a sequel. Oh, I can't even do that. What was Brian saying then?
He was basically echoing what I'd said about in prediction. Someone said we've got everything but the kitchen sink in here, so they did.
Yeah, I hope it's funnier.
Makes sense.
It'd be funnier if it was George who said it in dailies, who were like that. When he was approving all the visual effects. Yeah, George, we're throwing everything in there.
I think we should include the kitchen sink.
Get your Eddie pronouns right. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot that.
Eddie pronouns.
Yeah. He's they now, isn't he? Eddie Izzard. So
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Apparently.
Fair enough.
So anyway, here we go. Gloss over that one. Here we go. So the next show we're looking at is let's check this out. This has got a very exciting title, but I don't really know anything about it. Well, it sounds cool to me anyway, but
oh yeah.
So Leslie Headland, Emmy Award nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So it's part of this High Republic thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm a bit less excited now.
Yeah.
So the High Republic is the thing where they were like dinosaurs. That was that thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. The sort of. Nah. I might skip that one.
Jedi lightsaber wasn't lightsabers like 8th on their list of that. What was on that whiteboard? Can you remember?
Not pro-war. Like who is?
Not pro-war in Star Wars.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Speak for yourselves.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you know about what is an Acolyte?
I'm really deflated now.
Now we know it's High Republic.
Because after Kenobi, that's the one I think I was looking forward to the most. The only reason is in one of there was a novel, the selection of novels called The Road to the Force Awakens, and one of them mentioned this group called the Acolytes of the Beyond, who are essentially dark side worshippers, but more specifically Darth Vader worshippers, and they were erecting Darth Vader statues in all these special places they'd been to, and they were trying to hunt down all the Vader relics, I believe, and which is why I thought Kylo Ren was an Acolyte of the Beyond, and maybe that's what the Knights of Ren went on to be, but nobody told us because they were too busy doing other things in Rise of Skywalker.
We gotta move on.
Yeah, just keep going.
We gotta move on.
I love every Red Letter Media thing is great. Mike starts to say, but was he conjuring Star Destroyers? And then Rich just goes, look at these horses. And then Mike's like, the the dagger lined up with the ruins of the fucking Death Star. and then Rich goes, the Force. It's mysterious. Because of the Force.
Because of the Force.
It is I mean, as a writer, it's a dream being able to write for the Force because it can get you out of any plot hole or create more.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that.
In the case of this, creating many more.
That's a rabbit hole you can.
So
just coming back to the Rise of Skywalker for a minute, not to like go into a rant thing about it.
I might not be able to stop myself if you carry on, but go on.
So all those shadowy figures that we never really got a decent view of that are hanging out with Palps on not Mustafar, I forget what the name of the planet. Where we see him.
Exegol,
yeah. So might they be acolytes, all them weird shadowy figure type things, or not?
I just thought they were the
spirits. Well, those are acolytes, yeah. That's what we were told at the time.
Say that. That's what we were told at the time. Right, okay. Yeah. Sorry, what did you say, Andy? You both said it at the same time, and then I lost it.
I didn't hear what Matt said, sorry.
No, you were answering my question, but I didn't hear it.
Did Matt just say they are acolytes?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this. Is this from the novel?
This is from JJ, I think, at the time. It could be from the novel as well. Yeah. But I have heard it a while ago, before this new series was announced anyway, a long time before the series was announced.
Okay. I just thought they were just
those people on Exegol, those beings, whoever they are acolytes.
Who are just basically Sith worshippers.
Sith worshippers, yeah.
Right, okay. So they're not necessarily Sith. I just thought they were the thousands of dead Sith lords from over the years and they were trapped there or something. But this is the thing. We talked about this on one of the shows once, the High Republic, where they're going to get the villains from because the Sith have been extinct for millennia. And if they're going down the Acolyte route for the High Republic, that's the Sith. Well, it's leading to them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's another there's another perfect invitation to fuck up the continuity of the Star Wars.
With all this High Republic stuff. Sorry, with all this High Republic stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make all the Knights of the Old Republic obsolete, or is that even further? That's even further back, isn't it?
It is. So. It's at least 1,000 years, so it's hundreds of years before the High Republic. Yeah. The Old Republic stopped 1,000 years before the Phantom Menace, but I could be wrong on that.
So they could still actually do some stuff with the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I do think Disney have already written off what was there, haven't they? Which upset a lot of people because there's some really cool Darths in that era.
Well, they've written it off, but they seem to be like, I don't know. They seem to be like
borrowing
a lot from it now, and probably thinking, did we make a mistake? You know,
could be, yeah.
They just need to do that because that's what everyone wants to see, really.
Yeah.
So Brian was saying this: rival houses. Wonder where they got that idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Oh, we're all on different pages here.
I don't know why I instantly thought of Harry Potter, but Game of Thrones,
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet. Yes, it's not. It's a theme that's come up a couple of times, hasn't it? But the main thing we're excited about for the High Republic era is dinosaurs. That's the most exciting thing about it.
To be fair, though, do you know the Crate Dragon?
Yeah.
That could if they went down that route where they're just monsters, but if it's literally T-Rexes and stuff, I don't think that's going to work.
No.
Work for episode 2? No, it didn't. It looked shit. But anyway.
What do you mean in the arena?
Yeah, I just thought they all look like crap dinosaurs.
Yeah, there was the Acklay, which is one Obi-Wan fights, and there's the Reek that fights Obi-Wan, and there's a Nexu, which is more like a cat that attacked Padme. Yeah.
I think the nearest thing you've got to dinosaur in the Star Wars universe is the it's in the Mandalorian, the Splurge or whatever it's called. Splurge.
Oh yeah. I have spoken. But that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy. I'm so upset. He's spoiler alert for season 1. I'm upset he's gone.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte, wasn't it, the voice?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's why I couldn't understand the word he said.
Yeah, he's a proper
titles.
He's a proper nutter, is Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, the Acolyte. We'll see. Yeah. So, what are we on next? Would be. Oh yeah, this will be kind of probably over to you, Matt, for this kind of thing. And Andy.
Mm-hmm.
The Bad Batch. Yeah.
We've already had a proper trailer for this, haven't we?
Yeah. Now, my thoughts on this were.
Yeah.
I only say my thoughts on this were. So, Zach Galligan's a star, right? Yeah. Joe Dante to direct. No,
I don't know. Sorry, I thought Dave Filoni.
No. That's Gremlins, the new batch. Sorry, this is Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah,
Star Wars Bad Batch. Yeah. Good anyway, one. Right. Yeah. Anyway, no, it wasn't. But go on. I actually tweeted that to Zach Galligan.
Brilliant.
Have you seen the latest Clone Wars? The last season of the Clone Wars with the Bad Batch.
To my shame, I still have not watched the Star Wars cartoons. I promise. I have got Disney Plus.
Don't call them cartoons on a Star Wars podcast.
Honey. I suppose.
Sorry.
So it's like when I've got my
animated series, the fucking cartoons.
Star Wars figures. They're not toys. They're ornaments.
They're not toys. They're screen accurate 3D representations of the characters.
Now I'm just going to say into the bath and have a play with. No.
You definitely would not be doing that with your collectibles. Did you just do the Dianoga?
Yeah, anyway.
I used to have a what was really cool. I used to do the so the thing that they jump into in A New Hope, a trash compactor, right? And it's got all like the bits of junk floating in the water, and the Dianoga comes out. What I used to do is I had it was a game or something, like a boxed game with like a plastic inlay, which had loads of like little sort of like pooly bits areas in it. So I used to fill one of those with water and just put all the guns which float, all the Star Wars guns which float on the top, and then you'd be in there doing the trash compactor for, until you got told off for spilling the water all over the.
I never saw that toy.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. They don't watch this. It's fine. Listen to Patrick talking about Star Wars. No. So the Bad Batch.
That's how most people that know me feel as well.
Educate me on the Star Wars cartoons. I mean, animated series.
The animated 3D animated series.
Yeah.
So the Bad Batch. So again, if you've not seen season 7 of the Clone Wars, I'm afraid I'm going to spoil it.
Spoiler alert.
Well, the thing is, if you've seen Revenge of the Sith, I'm going to spoil that just as much. The Bad Batch looks like from the trailer. I should say the trailers for the animated series, they're always, most of the shots are usually the first episode or two. So that's what I like about Dave Filoni's. I don't know if it's Dave who chooses to do this, but the trailers are usually just a few shots from the early episodes. You don't get anything like past the mid-season in the trailers unless they release another one. So I'm guessing the show's going to start off with the Bad Batch on Coruscant when Emperor Palpatine executes Order 66. I just cannot do it. So we see that in the trailer. And so the Clone Wars ended at that scene, season 7. It ended with basically the subsequent events of Revenge of the Sith. The Bad Batch, I think, is going to go back a little bit to where we left them, maybe at the end of the middle of the Clone Wars, and then we're going to we're going to see the clones become the Empire, which is another perspective we've not seen from the clones' point of view. But they were blind soldiers. They were programmed to serve the Republic, whatever the Republic becomes. Obviously, the Empire, my favorite era.
Well, everybody's really, isn't it?
Usually, yeah. I don't know.
Except the president of Lucasfilm.
Yeah, except for people who work for Disney.
I've got to say this: when it comes to the games, the Clone Wars era, the prequels, have always given more fun games to play with for me. Like in Battlefront 2, on the eras, I try and play the
canvas. It's a broader canvas to play with, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I find it a lot more fun. Well, there's more war that happens in Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is much bigger than the Galactic Civil War, but I prefer the Galactic Civil War in terms of the movies. Obviously, we're talking about the original trilogy. Disney have a way of is it Age of Republic is the prequels, Age of Rebellion is the original trilogy, and Age of Resistance is the sequels.
Right.
That's how they identify it now. But no one's going to be saying that. It's going to be original trilogy, sequels, prequels.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how everybody knows it.
They must have been up all night thinking those three up. What are we going to call them?
Well, they've gone with the good guys, and I was like, that's a bit boring.
Yeah.
Like, it should be not Age of Rebellion, it's Age of the Empire.
Yeah. So the Bad Batch dudes are like a small subsection of the clones. Is that right?
Yeah. There's special. I've got to be honest with you. I'm just going to say this now. The first few episodes of Clone Wars season 7, I was not that impressed with, and they're mainly in it. The Bad Batch. Mm-hmm. They were worth the watch, but I'm not going to go back and back and back. But the last 4 episodes, I've watched them quite a few times. Really, really enjoyed the end of the series. But the beginning and the middle, I wasn't that into. But I'm just really happy to see that Clone Wars, in some capacity, is going to carry on.
Yeah,
like it is in the Bad Batch. But yeah, the Bad Batch, I'm not that into. The characters aren't. I don't know. I wish they would have carried on with more Clone Wars, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do like my Clone Wars.
Fair enough. Should we move on to the next? Also, guys, if you want to jump on, there is a trailer on YouTube, another sizzle for the Bad Batch, which you can check out. Okay, moving along to the next one of the next shows that were announced. We have Star Wars Visions. Now, in terms of like cartoons, I mean animated, this appeals to me a little bit, actually. Star Wars Visions presenting all new creative takes on the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. The anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. I like the sound of that, because wasn't there? I forget. It's on YouTube somewhere. It kind of went viral a couple of 3 years ago, wasn't it? And it was like an anime version of Star Wars. It was like
the X-wings and TIE fighters.
Oh yes,
and it looked awesome. And I was like, that really appeals to me, because it is a cartoon. And I know it's anime, but it is a cartoon rather than like an animated thing, and that. It just gives it that, like, Battle of the Planets.
I do like the anime style,
Battle of the Planets kind of nostalgia cartoon, thinking about being a kid kind of vibes. More than like a CGI thing.
Well, I really like the original Clone Wars before Revenge of the Sith came out, the Japanese animated one. I don't know if you remember this. They were very short episodes. Season 1 was... like each episode was 5 minutes long, and they were criminally too short, and they led up to the events and then the second season, and it was like 15-20 minutes an episode. But if you watch it all back to back, it's like 2.5 hours of animated stories of Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme and C-3PO, etc. But it leads you right up to Revenge of the Sith.
Are they on Disney Plus, or have they kind of buried them?
No, I think they're deleted from canon. I think.
Really?
Yeah, only the Dave Filoni Clone Wars is canon. These ones aren't. But Dave, I don't know if you noticed in season 7, he allows them to coexist a little bit. So where in the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, the Emperor's been Palpatine's been captured by General Grievous. You actually see that happen in this animated show that came out before. It was on Cartoon Network in 2004, 2005. They're all on YouTube. Decent quality. But I really liked that. And I was a bit disappointed when I saw the Clone Wars movie because I thought the 2D animated thing was better. But eventually Clone Wars, after 2 seasons, came into its own, and I love it. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, so I quite fancy that. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
I've no idea. I had no idea what it was until you just said it.
Yeah, I didn't either. So yeah, that appeals to me. Right. So next up, and you'll be really, really surprised to learn.
Before you get into this, I just need to go and check on one of the little ones.
Okay, no problem.
I'll be back soon.
All right, we'll crack on. We will crack on, Matthew. Carry on. Right. So you'll be surprised to learn about this, Andy, that Mr. Daniels is going to be back again.
I thought he said he wasn't playing 3PO anymore.
Bollocks. Oh my, I'll turn up and play C-3PO anytime you ask me.
Oh God, is this real? I didn't know about this.
Right, yeah, here we go.
Oh no, wait, is it the droids thing?
A droid story.
Oh God.
As Lucasfilm continues to develop new stories, the intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by the legendary R2-D2 and C-3PO.
I mean, I'll watch it. Of course, it's Star Wars. I'll give it a go, but I'm not going to pretend I'm excited at all. I mean, Star Wars can't appeal to absolutely everyone all the time. That franchises just don't. It just doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. So this could be something genuinely for very young children. I don't know. And it could be good, but
could be.
I wouldn't. I've got to be honest. I don't mean to make his ego any bigger, but I wouldn't want anybody else playing C-3PO. he's quintessentially 3PO.
He is, because, I mean, aside from being C-3PO, you just got to understand how good he was in.
And that other one.
When he played. And, yeah.
Oh, and that stage show he was in called
Star Wars Live.
Holiday special.
He didn't do the voice for Droids though, did he? Remember Droids, the cartoon?
I never saw that.
Did you never see that?
No,
I don't think that's been Disney Plus yet either.
Okay.
But
neither of the Ewok movies, but that's just not going to happen.
I know. They should do. They should, because you should just not ignore it as if it's not there. We all know they exist. Just do it. But
Mark Hamill said they should put the holiday special on the Blu-rays back in 2011 when they came out.
Yeah, see. And the droids cartoon, like the droids figures that came released along with the cartoons.
Yeah,
they go for insane money.
Oh, there must have been not many printed then. Not many created.
Not many of them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, moving along. We're kind of done with the Star Wars.
We're done with Star Wars, really? Already?
Not on this show. We're done with the so-called Star Wars announcements that were in that first batch of announcements there for the shows. But I just want to get into a couple of other Lucasfilm announcements that were released with that spat there. So we'll do that.
Is this sinister news? Because we were in a minor key then.
Well, we are on the Death Star this week. We've got rid of our Starfield background, thanks to you.
Yeah, I just hope no terrorists blow it up while we're on it. Until we finish the show.
So now the most important Lucasfilm announcement, of course, is
Indiana Jones. What's this? What's this? What's this property?
That's it's a little known sort of art house property from Lucasfilm about a archaeologist adventurer that kind of goes around looking for items of interest to the
Who's that? Who's that guy with the funny hat on?
It's me.
Oh, it's Paddy O'Hare.
Paddy O'Hare and the Small Office of Doom.
Is this Indiana Jones film ever going to happen? That is the question.
Well, that's what they're promising.
That's what they're promising. So let's see what the latest thing was. Lucasfilm is currently in pre-production on the next installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. At the helm is James Mangold, director of Academy Award-winning Ford versus Ferrari, and Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to continue his iconic character's journey. Indy will begin shooting, please, late spring of 2021 and will arrive in July 2022.
I hate to be so pessimistic, but I just don't believe any of that. I'm not saying the lying. I just mean it's every time it's like, oh, that got delayed.
COVID, the script, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Did I see an article today or yesterday saying Chris Pratt's going to be taking on the mantle of Jones?
That's definitely clickbait.
Utter bollocks.
Yeah. Yeah, they have previously said nobody else is going to play him.
It was old story that, and then they were talking about it, Pratt, and do you remember like Ford was on some TV program, and they were saying like they're going to mention Chris Pine or something. He's like, I'm sorry, man. Don't you get it? Nobody is going to play him but me. When I die, Indy dies.
Yes,
that's it's like he's like nobody is going to play Indiana Jones.
Hey kid, I'm Indiana. No one else is. Yeah. I know I'm making him sound grumpy. I'm making him sound grumpier than he is. He's not grumpy. He's actually got a great sense of humor, Harrison.
He has his.
I'm saying it like I know him.
Yeah.
I've watched enough interviews with him on YouTube to say that. I feel like I know the guy.
Yeah. We were down the pub the other day.
You see, now a lot of people. I'll basically kind of repeat just ever so slightly what I said on. Did I tell you about that was on BBC Three Counties a few tail end of last year?
Yeah, because I listened to it.
Oh yeah, you listened to it, yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard that. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I got contacted through the Finding Forward website. If you don't know anything about this, guys, I am been for about 4 years trying to make a documentary called Finding Forward about my Harrison Ford fandom, etc. Yes, Andy's done.
I'm just pointing to you, Paddy.
Yes, the number one Harrison Ford fan on the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, so I've been trying to get that made, and I was when the Indiana Jones announcement was made, I was contacted by BBC Three Counties to be interviewed on their radio show to talk about the Indiana Jones announcement. And the point that I made, throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. The point that I made was that a lot of people are obviously saying, oh, Spielberg's got. Oh, that's a good idea, Matt.
Yeah.
There you go. If you are looking to, if you want to learn more about Finding Ford, folks, get onto the Finding Ford website. That's www.findingford.com, and you can learn about, what the idea is and kind of the brief bits I've done on it so far. Check it out. Yes. So the point I made was a lot of people are upset about the fact that obviously Spielberg's gone, and they were like, it's no point if Spielberg's not there, etc. Which I can see that point, and obviously Lucas is not involved. However, as far as we know, John Williams is still going to be doing the music. Otherwise, what's the point?
It's not going to happen.
I know you don't think it's going to happen, but I'm
going to be I'm more upset about that than Spielberg.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're doing Indiana Jones film without John Williams. I really don't think it was.
It's not too bad on the music front because John's wrote so much music. As long as the indie theme's got to be in it, and that could be adapted with some very clever people with the orchestrators in Hollywood. So it wouldn't suffer too much, but it will never be what John would do.
No,
that's never going to happen. So it will always be subsequent to what John would do.
We need you, John.
Yeah.
So the fact they've got Mangold in, I think it's actually quite a positive because look at he has been able to do interesting things with older characters, for it, like Logan and stuff like that. So if they went back to basics a bit more, made Indy kind of make it a bit darker, make Indy a lone character, don't surround him with sidekicks like they did in the fourth one. And kind of dumb him down a bit. Like Indy's always pretty much the smartest guy in the room, and they kind of made it that he wasn't in the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that pissed me off. They kind of buffooned him a bit, and it's just like, no. That's not it. So I think if they go in that direction, I'm still all for it. But I just hope it happens.
Yeah, me too.
I hope I can be on set with Harrison Ford wearing the hat next to him. Yeah. So whatever.
Hopefully.
So that's my hopes on Indiana Jones 5. And we've got one more Lucasfilm announcement before we jump off onto other things. And that would be this one.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
Now, Andy's super excited about this. Go on.
This is going to be a Disney Plus series, is it not?
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a Disney Plus. Yeah.
I will say that Willow was one of my favorite films when I was a kid, and
me too.
I loved it. I watched it. It's on Disney Plus, isn't it? And I watched it during the first lockdown, and I was like, it's a fun film.
I went to the pictures to see it. I remember it.
What year was that out? Early 90s?
80s.
Late 80s?
It was the 80s.
Yeah.
My sister's quite older than me, but
it's a good James Horner score as well. It's one of my favorite James Horner scores.
Love a bit of Horner.
Yeah. But Warwick's really good in it.
1988.
Yeah.
88. Yeah.
It's nearly as old as me.
So here we go. Let's have a quick read about it. We love a bit of Warwick as well, obviously. Willow, coming to Disney Plus, will be set decades after Ron Howard's 1988 movie, continuing the spirit of adventure, heroics, and humor of the original film. Warwick Davis will return in the role of the great sorcerer Willow Ufgood. Willow begins shooting next March in Wales. Ooh, lovely. And will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. Well, we're shooting in Wales if they can get in there. That's in super lockdown.
Mega lockdown.
Super hyper mega Welsh lockdown. Which they were in before we were. So finally
Val Kilmer, that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
I was thinking of your net. That's one of my favourite Val Kilmer roles, is Willow.
Yeah.
And Joanne Worley is the princess.
Any relation?
Wally, it was his missus for a while.
Yeah, distant cousin.
Yes, either way, it's incest.
Either way, it's incest.
I've seen the big-haired boys on farms.
I'm going to leave now.
So, finally, the Lucasfilm catalog is expanding further with a story that will introduce a new hero and explore an original world that feels perfectly paired with Lucasfilm storytelling. Tommy Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel Children of Blood and Bone. The story will center around a young African girl's heart-racing quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Lucasfilm will partner with 20th Century Fox on this coming-of-age adventure. So there you go.
Yeah, that's something I'm totally not that bothered about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Have you read Tommy Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel?
No, I haven't, but I've heard it's not going to be my cup of tea. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. Well,
we'll stick with the Indiana Jones and some of the Star Wars stuff, and
yes,
and the Willow.
I'd rather have a Wicket series than a Willow series.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Bring back the Ewoks, man.
Yeah.
But only if they've got blinking eyes, because we couldn't watch it otherwise.
Yeah, we wouldn't understand, would we?
Wouldn't make any sense. Oh, Brian's got a comment here. Poor Val can't speak anymore.
No, I can't. Yeah,
that's awful. I met him. Yeah, I met him at the last LFCC. Obviously, there wasn't one this year, but I met him last year. And like I say, he just waves. He can't talk to you. Very, very sad indeed. But it was nice to meet. It was nice to meet Batman. A Batman. It's the only Batman I've met.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. Right, let's move along then. We've just got a little bit more to cover. Obviously, we've done that's all of the Lucasfilm announcements. We've wrapped all of those up now. Well, for now. I mean, obviously, we've had a High Republic trailer and stuff, but we don't really need to talk about that for obvious reasons. Because we don't care.
What do we care about?
High Republic.
Nah, I can't say. I'm just not motivated enough to want to read that stuff.
You've got a bad motivator when it comes to that stuff. Yeah,
it's not that. There's loads of Star Wars books I haven't read. Nothing's driven me to want to read them, and the High Republic's just another one in a long list of things I probably won't be getting into. Might give it a go.
Yeah, well, this is true. I mean, it's only the stuff on screen that really counts. Yeah. You know,
I'm a fan of the movies. That's where it started, and the High Republic has no music in it, so I can't connect.
True. Yeah, very good point.
I can't
That'd
connect.
be weird.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Joking aside,
wait. Before you carry on, just a minute.
I'm not ranting.
Who's ranting?
No, continue.
So, the Shadows of the Empire book had a soundtrack made for it by Joel McNeely. Yeah, and I've got it. It's been released on vinyl recently, Varese Saraband Records, and it's actually when I heard that it was released in 1996, and it's the only Star Wars music you could hear up to that point outside of John Williams' original trilogy. And I was like, this, and he put choir in it, and you get the Duel of Fates-esque style music in there. And I was like, this is cool. Like
Duel of Fates.
Yeah, years before, about 4 or 5 years before that. And Joel McNeely wrote it in 2 or 3 weeks. Incredible. Like an hour's worth of music. And he wrote a theme for Prince Izor, who's the main antagonist of that film. He tries to seduce Princess Leia. Princess Leia, you're trying to seduce me. Yeah, but anyway, but that's the only novel I know of that. And then they used some of that music in the Shadows of the Empire game, ultimately.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it's made its way in there, but most of the Shadows of the Empire game was tracked with music from Empire Strikes Back, mainly. Because that's the film it's attached to.
True.
In fact, in Shadows of the Empire, Dash is actually on Hoth during the Imperial assault on the base.
Right.
Dash Rendar. But I think that's not canon anymore.
No, I don't think it is. It's been...
Thanks, Disney.
Yeah.
So speaking
on a pile of
good ideas. So speaking of Star Wars games, Matt, you've got a little piece of news there, I think. Related to Star Wars games, which you will have to pull up. While you're pulling that up, we'll just do this. I think you'll enjoy this, actually.
Feel your anger. Jedi scum. Sorrow belongs to me. I will show you the dark side.
That armor, that
I'd forgotten about that.
How long did it take you to make that?
I don't want to say.
Awesome, wasn't it?
It's very good. It is very good.
It is really awesome.
I just wish it was. I just wish I was better at animating and things so I could make it better. But yeah, it took me a while to cut things out.
Yeah.
I just got hold of the through work we have the Adobe package, and I was like, oh, After Effects, let's have a look at that. And I was like, oh, animation, and it sparked a whole Club Star Wars thing going on, and I got a bit obsessed. And I haven't done it for about a year now. And then Paddy recently asked me to open something. I opened it. I was like, where did I even start? How did I even do this? I've no idea.
I know. You went down a rabbit hole of what's that thing called that they used for like you did rotoscoping and everything, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, I had to cut out all the I had to cut out the characters frame by frame.
Yeah.
Do you know when you start doing something, you think it's a good idea?
Involved somewhere along the line, and
well, you have to cut like 24 frames a second. So there's 24 pictures. You've got to cut out a character.
Yeah.
So that's just to cut out Iden Versio. Took
enough stop motion, right?
Yeah. I'm going to be making my own little movies soon.
So,
but I've always been not just into music, but I was always into sound as well. I love sound design, but also animation and stuff.
Yeah.
Just want to be involved creatively with Star Wars with something.
Give him a job.
I don't care what it is. Yeah, probably music. Music's the thing I've put my heart and soul into now, not animation. There's people there's kids who are like 10 years older who can do a better job than me than in After Effects, probably.
But not on the music front.
That's for others to say, not me.
Yeah, I said it. Right. So anyway, just quickly before we move on, Matt, how are you enjoying your Donkey Stone DPA 250 beer right now?
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. So guys, we're not kind of like sponsored by. Well, maybe we are a little bit sponsored by Donkey Stone. Matthew and I will probably be drinking some of their beer. I've not shown you the advert yet, but craft beer lovers, if you're watching out there, very exciting times. We're just in the middle of preparing an advert which we're going to be running during the show for Donkey Stone Brewing in Saddleworth, which produces an amazing range of craft beers, and we're going to be giving you an offer code so you can get money off beer delivered to your door. So we're going to be drinking the odd one here and there in the show, and we'll help you to make some savings if you want to grab some. So there you go.
Yes, it's a very little number. It's lovely.
It is. It's a very piney little number, that one. Right, so just because it's so good, I'm going to do this again, and then we're going to move on to the news. So grab that news article for me again, Matt, and I'm going to do this.
Feel your anger. Jedi scum. Sorrow belongs to me. I will show you the dark side.
That armor, that mask.
So good. Right.
You noticed after the first few characters that they stopped coming out of the logos. Just tell. So we do. Yeah, Grievous is when I stop, and then I'm like, if Han doesn't fire his blaster, then Paddy will never forgive me.
Yeah, it was awesome. That
I didn't want to put the Han Solo line in because it's not Harrison doing the voice.
No, true.
Good choice.
Just left it out.
Very good choice. As long as he's got his blaster in there. Right, here we go. I'm just going to mute you there for a minute, Matt. Right, here we go.
Have we got an echo?
Yeah, we just had a little bit of an echo. Okay, so I just need to open this up. Lucasfilm Games will announce more projects in 2021, including EA Star Wars games, including a number of projects from EA. Lucasfilms have announced an open-world Star Wars game from Ubisoft and an Indiana Jones game from Bethesda. Yes! In the last 2 days, but it's not done yet, with more announcements to come this year, some of which will apparently be unexpected. On StarWars.com, Lucasfilm Games VP Douglas Riley explains that the recent Lucasfilm Games rebrand is really the culmination of years of preparing to come out and say, we're here. We've got a team of people. We're going to make a lot of great games. And here's some new things you weren't expecting from us to do that. We're now starting to do. And that's going to continue through the next year or so, where we're going to continue to announce projects that are more representative of the legacy of the old Lucasfilm games that we're now trying to live up to. Cool. Well, I think it was one of my favorite games of all time, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis adventure game. That was just awesome. So if they want to do something like that, great. So those games will include Star Wars projects from EA, who previously held that license exclusively. Whilst we may not have a lot of details to share at the moment, says Riley, we've got a number of projects underway with the talented teams at EA. And it's not just about the slate of games in development already. It's clear that Lucasfilm Games is now accepting pitches for games based on its licenses too. We're looking to work with best-in-class teams that can make great games across all of our IP, Riley continues. We've got a team of professionals here at Lucasfilm Games who can work with the developers, shape the stories, shape the creative, shape the games to make them really resonate with fans and deliver across a breadth of platforms, genres, and experiences so that all of our fans can enjoy the IPs that they know and love. So there you go.
Very excited.
In the course of half a week, Star Wars games and Lucasfilm Games as a whole feel like a far more open proposition, with the possibility of many different developers take on the source material. What comes of this new approach is yet to be seen, but Riley makes clear that it may not be too long until we see more, saying this is just the beginning of what I think is going to be a very exciting year for Lucasfilm Games. As for what we already know, Lucasfilm Games is a new brand covering Star Wars games and beyond, created by multiple developers and publishers. So far, that includes Indiana Jones game for Machine Games, Wolfenstein: The New Order, and a story-driven open-world Star Wars game from Ubisoft Massive, The Division. So there you go. One slightly disappointing thing about that thing where they're kind of open to ideas. It's been happening a bit recently where they had... oh, sorry, I was supposed to come out of there first. We're just getting used to the share screen thing. There we go, we're back. And I'll put you back on there, Matt. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So... Yes, have you've probably seen that some people who are interested in like retro gaming and stuff like that have taken like old games such as Indiana Jones: The Fate of Atlantis, and they were like trying to HD them up and stuff like that,
right,
work on them and improve them, make them better. They were doing that with Fate of Atlantis, and they'd got a long way to doing it, and then and it apparently looked really good and stuff. And they were like, then they were kind of at that point where it was like, Lucasfilm Games, will you allow us to do this? And they were like, no.
Oh no.
So they're not technically practicing what they're preaching there, but anyway.
There's a group of fans doing the same thing for the Battle for Middle-earth 2 game. They're HDing it up and recording voice actors and stuff. Because I got in touch with them through Discord because I saw a few videos on what they're doing. And I'm like, this looks incredible. But because they said they're non-profit and they're not going to make any money out of it, I think they're okay to go ahead with it because it's a fan project. But I got in touch with them because I was like, if you need a golden voice, get in touch. And the guy on the game actually said in Discord, he went, because I just sent an MP3, not a video, and he said, this is bullshit. This is Andy Serkis. I'm like, no, it's not. It really isn't precious. Anyway.
I hope you
but
get
that's quite sad about the Indiana Jones game. I didn't know that Lucasfilm had rejected.
Pretty sure, yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's bad. But I think this could be a chance for Lucasfilm Games to get back to its old ways.
Yeah.
They used to produce some fantastic games. Since the other developer has had that contract, they've had it for how many years have they had it for now? And how many games have they actually produced?
EA?
Yeah.
2013, I think. And they've only done 4 games. I could be wrong.
I think they spend a lot of their... Battlefront 2 was decent.
It's my favourite game.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I think a lot of their energy goes towards a mobile gaming side.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know anything
I think
about
that's where a lot of eggs were put, if you like.
Maybe does that make them more money? Probably.
It probably does. I think it does. It probably does make them more money.
Like the in-app transactions and things like that.
Yeah, like ripping people off.
Gone are the days where you just buy a game and then you don't ever owe them anything again.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucasfilm Games, multiple different developers. We're going to get some good ones. We're going to get a lot of good ones in a short period of time. So, Paddy, you need to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
You do.
For Indiana Jones, if nothing else.
Indiana Jones game, yeah. That was pretty exciting.
And because it's Bethesda, Microsoft owns Bethesda as of, well, I don't think they've signed the deal yet, but it's been announced. They bought Bethesda, and Indiana Jones is being developed by Bethesda. So, will it be an Xbox exclusive? Who knows? It could be.
Could well be. The only thing I thought about that trailer when I watched it for the Indiana Jones game was that like it pans across his desk, doesn't it? It's just like a trailer of like his desk with his stuff on it. So like it pans across the desk and it gets to the hat and they quickly pick the hat up. I was like, as they're quickly picking the hat up and then it unveils the whip, I was like, you probably should have thought about borrowing a hat and a whip from an Indiana Jones cosplayer like myself.
It
just wasn't quite right.
right.
The hat was, it was like a Disney Parks Indiana Jones hat or something. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite the right thing, but still, it's very exciting. But I hope they, the fact that there are literally thousands and thousands of people out there who are expert on the costume and have the costumes and know everything there is to know about them between each different film. I would err on the side of caution and maybe ask some questions to those people, or ask for some access to the Lucasfilm archives before you start throwing out the wrong costume, because that will just piss the fans right off.
Yeah,
get it right, because at the end of the day,
there you go. Yeah.
Gotta do it. You gotta get it right. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Was there one last slice of news, I think, before we get out of here, Matthew?
We finish off with this one, maybe.
Was this the piece about? Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So, Liam Neeson says he would be up for return to the franchise in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. But you're dead, Liam. You're dead. Bring out your dead. Anyway, Liam Neeson has expressed interest in returning to the Star Wars universe in Disney Plus's forthcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The Irish actor played Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn in 1999's Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, who was responsible for training Obi-Wan, played by Ewan McGregor. McGregor is said to I'm going to play Obi-Wan again. I will, I promise. I'll be back. He's going to reprise the role in the new streaming series with Anakin Skywalker actor Hayden Christensen, also returning. Yay! When asked about the calls from Star Wars fans to bring back the character Qui-Gon Jinn, Neeson told Collider, I'll be honest about you, I hadn't heard about that at all. After being assured that there was indeed demand from fans for him to return, Neeson said, sure, I'd be up for that. Neeson's character was killed at the end of Phantom Menace, but was later revealed to live on as a Force ghost, leaving the door open for the character to be revived in some form. In the same interview, the Schindler's List star expressed doubt about the future of Star Wars franchise, saying, I'm sort of wondering, is Star Wars starting to fade away from the cinema landscape, do we think? Interesting. As well as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Disney has several other Star Wars projects in development, including a third season of The Mandalorian, yes, a Boba Fett spin-off series, yes, and a film from Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi. So I think that's about it on that one. So what do we think, guys? Do we want to see Liam Neeson back?
It's inevitable, really, isn't it? Because
I think it is. Yeah, he's gonna return as a force ghost or something, or a voice or something. At least
it's inevitable because of what Obi-Wan says. Yoda says to Obi-Wan at the end of episode 3. Am I correct?
how to commune with him, I will teach you.
That's right.
I'm not sure why Obi-Wan Kenobi has turned into Roger Moore, but
there you go. He's settled down a bit on Tatooine. He's become a bit more 007. I think you'd make a good James Bond. Do you really think so? Sorry, I can't help doing the Partridge. It's Paddy's fault. He influences me to do Partridge.
It's true.
Yeah.
Just keeping the British emblems.
That was an interesting line by Liam Neeson about Star Wars maybe disappearing from the cinema landscape,
Very interesting.
Are we only going to... Well, no, we're going to get a Star Wars movie in Rogue Squadron. That maybe. I mean, these things are announced and can fall to pieces.
Yeah.
That's no secret. It's happened many times before.
Yes.
Is cinema under threat because of, in general?
They said this in the 60s when televisions came out, and Christopher Nolan were talking about this not too long ago, and he said, "No,
but cinemas never closed for a period of time in the 60s because of a pandemic."
Oh no, now we're in completely different times. Yeah. It is under threat. They've announced that many chains in this country are gonna. They said if Bond doesn't come out in the autumn, which it obviously didn't, then we're really going to struggle, and that's what happened. Tenet also didn't bring in that much money. Empire Strikes Back being re-released brought in more money than Tenet.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Have you seen Tenet?
Yep, I saw it, and
you've got to watch it backwards to understand what's going on.
I've got to be honest, I love Christopher Nolan. I did not like that movie.
No,
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, get your thinking hat on when you're watching that one.
I'm sure I'll get around to it. To be honest, I've been watching the Fargo TV series over the past few days.
Oh yeah,
absolutely superb.
Yeah,
but Billy Bob, it's the best thing Billy Bob Thornton ever did. Absolutely amazing. But this is a Star Wars show, so we're not going to talk about that.
I really hope we get to see lots and more Star Wars movies at the cinema. I can't live in a world where we don't have cinema.
Me neither.
It sounds terrible.
And it's not.
I mean, officially on the page, what movies have we got coming up? Taika Waititi, Rogue Squadron. Those 3 that nobody said who was involved or whatever, where they were in silver. Do you remember this? 20 every 2 years, and then there's. I don't think it's happening, but the Ryan Johnson trilogy. I think there's only me and Ryan Johnson want that trilogy to happen. I think I'm the only person who wants that trilogy. So it'd be a bit of a waste of, what would it be, 500 million to do that trilogy? Probably more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see that happening now.
No, it's sad times.
If they can create, if they can stretch a thematic idea across 3 films and agree on it beforehand.
That's why I was happy with this, because Ryan said it's going to be one big trilogy, one big story. But he says, I'm not going to direct them all. I'm going to do what George did, do the first one, and then hand off the story treatment to another director for the other 2.
A lie is a lie.
Yeah, so unfortunately, they had the chance with the sequel trilogy, didn't they?
Yeah, but Ryan wasn't in charge of that. Ryan wasn't in charge of that trilogy. He was just in charge of one of them. KK and Bob Iger were in charge of it.
Bob Iger.
Very
true.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. 1 minute.
Apart from that,
Doug wants to escape.
Yeah, there's not many movies announced, is there?
No.
If we're just going off the recent stuff, there's only 2 films coming. But if we go off historically what they've said, there's 8 movies coming.
Yeah, I think they're just very tentative about the whole cinema situation, really. because of where we are. You know, everything's tentative. It's just ridiculous at the moment.
I think they make more money out of the box office than they do sticking stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they must do, surely. Anyway, I think that just about wraps it up, guys.
Did you remember that? Remember that thing? Because Disney were hoping, to watch The Mandalorian and all our Star Wars stuff, you have to subscribe to Disney Plus. And there was an article not too long ago saying Disney Mandalorian was the most pirated thing of 2020.
Yeah.
So that's probably a lot of people who aren't paying that premium.
Yeah.
And it's going up in price in March.
Oh, really? To what? $12.99?
No, that's Netflix. Disney Plus is going up £2 a month, so it's $5.99 now. So it'll be $7.99. Yeah.
Right. Well, I might end my subscription and pick it up again at the end of the year.
I just pay for it all in one go. I don't want to see it go out my account every month. It's bad enough that I have Netflix going out.
Yeah. I'll probably just leave it there.
I couldn't live without either of them now. Well, cheers, Disney.
Keep forgetting to pause my bloody YouTube Premium account as well. But that's just...
I ain't got that.
Disney Plus, I got it for The Mandalorian. But the kids are watching it now for Spider-Woman, of all things. A 1970s cartoon.
Nice.
Spider-Woman. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. But
I mean, I remember the original Spider-Man cartoon. That was one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah. They had a Spider-Woman cartoon back in 1977.
Oh, fantastic!
Did not know that.
I did not know that. I need to have a dive into Disney Plus because it's sat there and I'm hardly using it. You know the way it is, right? Well, I suppose we better get out of here just before we do. Cheers, Scott. Love the show, dudes. I'll be back. I have spoken. Nice one, mate. Good to see you. Right, guys, thanks for joining us this week on Club Star Wars. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to present the archival interviews of Jeremy Bullock that we recorded a few years ago. I'm going to dig those out for you, and we can pay tribute to Jezza B. And then more of the same crazy news nonsense, I'm sure. And rants indeed. So, until then, next week, guys.
See you later, guys.
See you next week, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.